If you are building out a van and your front seats don't swivel but you want them to, then you're going to need to install some swivel bases like I just did on this van here. These are the new MobiFrame swivels. And so in this video, I'm going to show you guys all about the swivels and give you my review. I also did a full installation video on these. So here it is. Let's take a look at MobiFrame swivels. Let's take a look here. The swivel bases, which you can see right here, are what allow the seat to turn around and lock into place when it's forward. Then using a little release mechanism here, you can get the seat to swivel all the way around. Pretty simple device, but there are a couple key things that we need to keep in mind when looking at different swivels. The first thing we need to take into consideration is the total height that the swivel base adds to the seat. These seats are already tall enough, and if you're a person with shorter legs, then they may already kind of hang down, so we don't want to add a lot of height to this if we don't have to. The MobiFrame base is a nice thin base. It comes in at about 1.25 inches of total height added to it. The second thing to keep in mind here is, how is the seat released? Right here we have this red lever. It's pretty much right where you want it to be when you're sitting down. You can just reach between your legs here, pull that, and then the seat swivels right around. Some of the other swivel bases have the release mechanism on the back, and that's not ideal, just because then you have to come around to the back of the seat to release it. It's better to just have it right up here in the front so that you can release it while you're facing forward. And another thing to take into consideration is the stability of the seat. Can you sit on it and swivel at the same time? One of the unique features of the MobiFrame swivel is that it swivels off center away from the B-pillar. So typically you have to move your seat forward in order to get it to swivel, which you still do on this van, but not quite as much as you would with other swivels, since the swivel mechanism is offset a little bit such that it doesn't swivel right on the center. It kind of goes away from the B-pillar. Now, I've got a tip for you guys. If you have the electronic seats on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, then what you can do, it has 3 presets here. So you can set number 1 for your kind of normal driving position. And then if you push number 2, that will move the seat in a way that definitely allows you to swivel, gets it fully clear. And then when you swivel all the way around, you can come back over here, press number 3, and then it will go into the position for kind of the reverse orientation. So now if I want to turn it back around, I press number 2, gets it out of the way, swivel it around, and then press number 1, and it will go back to normal driving position. That just makes it easy to move the seat around without having to make these adjustments yourself every time. Let's talk about the 2 things that I consider to be extremely important when choosing a swivel base and see how the MobiFrame swivels stand up. Number 1 is safety. I think having passengers in the front seat, it's the number 1 most critical point of safety if you were to get in an accident. Obviously, the swivel bases need to hold the seat in place and hold the passengers in to keep them from flying through the front window. And from the tests that I have seen and documentation, I believe MobiFrame is the most tested, the most rigorously tested, and the strongest seat base that I've ever seen in terms of testing. And there are all the documents to back that up. But just when you look at it, you can tell it's extremely well made. The steel is very strong. It's actually quite beefy and quite heavy, but the safety standards are definitely there. Now, number 2 is comfort. And probably the most common complaint that we've had from customers in the past who had gotten other swivel bases were that they would wobble. They didn't feel sturdy. You could tell that something had been added, and the MobiFrame swivels are by far the sturdiest bases that we've ever tried. By the way, guys, I did a full installation video of these MobiFrame swivels. where I show you guys how to install them, and I also tell you the #1 most important thing that you do not want to screw up when you're installing your swivel bases. So when you buy these on Vanland, we will email you a link to the video so you can watch that during your installation. And of course, all Vanland club members have access to our full catalog of videos, including all of our installation videos for free. That is my review of the MobiFrame swivels. I definitely feel like these are the strongest and the safest swivels that we've ever used. So if you're interested in a pair for your van, then check the link in the description. We've got these for Sprinter, Transit, and ProMaster. All right, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and otherwise we will see you guys again next time.